Fox News is upset that in Maine they're going to teach tolerance. Of course they are, right? And they say it's social engineering to teach about a transgender girl who realizes that she was born with a boy's body but a girl's brain. It's a book called I Am Jazz. It's a story about Jazz Jenning. She's 14 years old, very brave. There was actually an Oprah Winfrey documentary about her. She's fairly well known. So they're going to teach that book in the schools to give you a sense of tolerance, because that's what they want to talk about and teach in that context. So of course, the town has decided that there are some in there who are not so tolerant and who don't believe in that message, and they complain. And of course, Fox News picked this up like, yes, red meat, intolerance, let us proceed. Right. So now they're going to do a very familiar trick in a second, but first I want to have Elisabeth Hasselbeck set this up for you guys, okay? So go ahead, Elisabeth.
Well, young kids, as young as 5, are getting a lesson about transgender issues when classes at Horace Mitchell Primary School in Maine were read the book, I Am Jazz, about a child with a boy's body but a girl's brain. Parents are upset that they were not informed about the lesson, and now one mom is saying that her first grader is asking if he is in fact transgender. Tammy, is this some sort of plan or indoctrination on the part of the school to get to kids first, because there was not parental permission, and in a way that really promotes maybe the teacher or superintendent's or principal's personal opinion?
I like this because it's like Admiral Akbar. It's a trap.
We got to get to the kids first.
Yeah. Yeah. No, she figured us out. The liberals are always having that meeting like, Ben, we got to get to the kids first, right? Well, given that Fox's average age of their audience is 68 and our audience is 80% under the age of 35, maybe they're right. So this is just a warm-up, of course. This is a liberal plot. They're going to grab the kids and do the Uger maneuver on them, get them in a headlock. It's a trick. But now we go to a classic Fox News strategy, which is you bring on somebody from that group to hate against that group, okay? So now this person, Tammy Bruce, is part of the LGBT community, as she's going to proudly tell you in a second. But they would never bring her on to defend the LGBT community. They would only bring her on to, fight against the LGBT community.
Mock it.
Yeah, it's the oldest Fox trick in the book. So Tammy, take it away.
As a gay woman, I just want to say to everyone out there also that you can be the moral arbiter of your child. It doesn't make you a bigot. But what concerns me as a gay woman, as an activist, as somebody who cares about the future, and they're told that if you also resist, if you want to retain control of your family, that you're going to be called a bigot or a homophobe.
No. If you discriminate against gays, man, that's awesome. And it's okay because it's not Sean Hannity saying it. It's not Elisabeth Hasselbeck. It's Tammy Bruce. She's gay. She's lesbian. So it's okay. It's like Sean Hannity's America's Panel, right? And he brings out 3 black guys. Go, oh, yeah, black people. Ooh. What's up with them, right? So now, but Tammy's going to take it to a whole new level. So Tammy, one last despicable comment. Go ahead.
This is really about the projection of our issues as adults onto children. And I think we have to consider that. Look, at a point when I was a child, I thought I was a Cocker Spaniel. And there's a point where we have these fantasies, where we think we're Superman, where we can fly, where we're the cat.
It's a great note.
This is childhood.
Allow me to say that sounds like a pretty awesome kids book. The Cocker Spaniel who thought he was Superman, or was he just a cat? No, in the end, he's just a Cocker Spaniel who can't fly, and that's okay.
If only they just taught that.
Yeah.
So, Tammy, maybe you just think you're a lesbian. Maybe it's in your imagination. Maybe you're not, right? So, but look, it's both funny because it's so over the top and ridiculous, and at the same time, enormously offensive. So here's an incredibly brave girl who's, again, it's not like she's in the majority. It's not like when you're in junior high school and you say, hey, I'm transgendered, even though I was born a boy, I'm actually a girl, that people come out and like, yeah, way to be! Yeah, that's awesome! We've been waiting for this moment. That is not usually how it goes down. It takes incredible courage to do that. And Tammy Bruce comes out and is like, yeah, well, maybe you thought you were a dog, right? Mm-hmm. And And if anyone should be able to understand, it's somebody from the LGBT community, but no, what does she do? She betrays that community, comes on Fox News, and is their useful stooge. And comes out and says, oh, yeah, but she's just imagining, she's just a kid. I mean, how could you be in that community, let alone, how could you be a sentient human being who understands logic and reason and think, oh, yeah, going through this incredibly traumatic event that takes enormous amount of bravery, she's probably just making it up.
They taught this book as part of a curriculum. First of all, it's a kid's book. How long do you think it is? 9. I got a 2-year-old daughter. Every book's 9 pages. Like, you always think, she's like, Daddy, one more book. And you read it, you're like, I can't do one more book. Oh, no, sure I can. It'll be over in 90 seconds. You know? I can get through this. So, like, it's part of a curriculum about understanding people's differences. That's the point. That's where you want to reach kindergartners through 3rd graders, right? That not everybody's like you, and that's okay. That's an important lesson. That, of course, completely lost. And the school reacted in precisely the wrong way.
Superintendent Alan Hutton says, the whole culture at Mitchell School is about teaching tolerance and respect. In retrospect, we understand that toleration is tolerating people of all opinions.
What?
No, don't back away from this. So, no, you were trying to do the right thing. You were trying to teach people tolerance, which is a great thing to teach in school. What do you want us to do? Teach the opposite? Is that what we're supposed to do in our public schools today? Now, remember, kids, let's go through the list of people we're supposed to hate. It's a free country, so let's figure out who we're going to discriminate against.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
he says that acknowledge the parents should have been informed before the introduction of a sensitive topic like transgender issues. Like, it doesn't have to be a sensitive topic. Teaching kids to value and respect people who aren't like them is not a sensitive topic. One mother freaked out that her thoughts, feelings, and beliefs were ignored. My right as a parent to allow or not allow this with my child was taken from me. Very upsetting to me that I didn't have an option at all. I don't even think the school has to tell them they're going to do it. Like, if a parent wants to know the curriculum of a course, then they have the right to do that, I'm sure. I'm sure they can find out every single book that's being taught, and if they don't want their kid to read that book, they can go through the nonsensical act of pulling their kid out of school that day or that week. No one is taking that right away from them in any way. But for the school to back up like this and acknowledge that, again, it's not even most parents. It's what used to happen. I worked in TV stations my whole life until my life got better. And but we'd do a news story and we'd get phone calls. And be like, we got a lot of phone calls. How many phone calls you get? We had like 17 phone calls, so we're going to apologize today. I'm like, literally, I worked at the #1 station in Charleston, South Carolina. There were 500,000 people watching every night. And 17 people called in to complain. And they have a thing where each call represents 1,000 people. Like, that's just made up, right? It's 100% pulled out of thin air. And we don't know, and it's okay. You don't have a right not to get offended in this country. You don't have that right. And these parents get a right to be mad, and they can go to the principal and yell at Alan Hutton. And Alan Hutton can listen to that and then say, well, I'm sorry, I hope you'll still have faith in us. But don't back it up. Don't back it up.